Washington wants to bolt cameras onto the blockchain, not on exchanges, but inside DeFi code. No ID, no swap. At the same time, Wall Street is pushing an AVAX spot ETF, and the Fed say GDP belongs on public ledgers. We have gathered many crazy stories, so stick around till the end to not miss anything. Hey, I'm Steve from BeAWhale, and this is everything you missed last week. Picture a bouncer in every smart contract. Before you swap or borrow, the code asks your wallet to prove something about you. A government ID, a biometric pass, or a verified wallet credential. Pass the check, the trade fires. Fail it? Sorry, no dice. That's what the Treasury is exploring under the Genius Act. Let's put KYC and AML inside the contract so sketchy wallets get stopped before anything moves. Supporters say it blocks laundering at the root. Critics, it's like cameras in every living room. Tie a real ID to a wallet and suddenly every on-chain move can follow you forever. Kind of the opposite of what the blockchain is for. The middle path devs suggest zero-knowledge proofs and decentralized IDs. The idea is simple. Prove I'm allowed without doxing who you are. Think of the bouncer checking your age, but not your address. This is a big swing. A Philippine senator plans a bill to put the entire national budget on a blockchain. Imagine following your tax pesos like a package. Who approved it, where it went, when it moved, with timestamps, public receipts, the work. No FOIA, no waiting, just click, verify, done. The promise is straightforward. Fewer dark corners for waste and fraud. And they're not starting from zero. The government already piloted document verification on Polygon. In short, the plumbing is getting laid. If this ships, expect citizen dashboards and watchdog bots that flag weird spending in real time. The hard part is unsexy. Clean data, easy UX, and political will. But if they nail it, we could expect the same demands for other governments. Tether was going to freeze USDT contracts on Omni, BCH, SLP, Kusama, EOS, and Algorand. Communities pushed back. So here's the new plan. Tokens on those chains still move, but there's no more minting or redemption there. Think of it like maintenance mode. If you hold USDT on those rails, you can still transfer to an exchange and bridge or swap to a major chain. You just won't get fresh issuances on those networks. Why keep them alive at all? Because there's still real money parked there. Omni alone has around $83 million, and a hard freeze would strand users, creating headaches for exchanges and wallets. Avalanche went burr last week, up around 66% to around 12 million transactions.
Well, the US has put out second quarter 2025 GDP data on 9 blockchains. It's blockchain, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Stellar, Avalanche.
Here's why traders noticed. The US Department of Commerce says it will publish official GDP data on 9 public blockchains starting with July numbers. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, Tron, Stellar, Arbitrum 1, Polygon POS, Optimism. First time a federal agency uses public chains as a distribution rail for core economic stats. What does GDP on chain change? It makes the scoreboard public and tamper evident. Anyone can mirror, verify, and timestamp releases. That nudges blockchains further into public infrastructure territory, not just trading rails. Grayscale just filed the paperwork to turn its Avalanche trust into a spot AVAX ETF. So if the SEC signs off, you'll be able to buy AVAX in the same account where you buy stocks and ETFs. No wallets, no seed phrases, just a ticker on Nasdaq. And it is a race. VanEck filed an AVAX ETF too, and Nasdaq put in the listing paperwork back in March. First one approved gets the easy buy button. AVAX is roughly 35% down year to date in the dock. An ETF isn't a magic pump, but it opens the gates for fresh capital. So the wrapper isn't just hype, it's a cleaner on-ramp to something people are actually using. If you're serious about building in Web3, don't go it alone. At BeAWhale, we don't just code, we strategize, design, and scale blockchain projects that are secure, scalable, and actually make sense in the real world. From smart contracts to full dApps, we help turn crypto ideas into living, breathing ecosystems. Want your crypto product to last longer than a market cycle? Well, let's build it together. Too many applications, not enough hours. The Ethereum Foundation is pausing open submissions and moving to a curated model. This is not about less funding, it's about aimed funding. In 2024, the ESP program backed $3 million across 105 projects in Q1 2025 alone. The Ethereum Foundation distributed over $30 million. The goal is simple: fund works that make Ethereum cheaper, faster, and easier to use, especially across that messy jungle of L2s. They also shared a clearer plan for how they handle the foundation's money. And for the next 6 to 12 months, their biggest UX bet is make everything work together. No more, wait, which network am I on? The goal is to make L2s feel like one chain. Japan wrote the first full stablecoin rulebook in 2023. It's very strict. Only banks, trust banks, or registered money transfer firms can issue. They gave rock-solid clarity, but not much usage. In contrast, the US Genius Act opens issuance to banks and federally licensed non-banks, as long as reserves and compliance boxes are ticked. That's a wider door, and markets usually move where it's easiest to build. As Takashi Tezuka puts it, Japan favors stability over speed. But the story is turning. JPYC plans a yen stablecoin this fall, backed 1-to-1 by cash in the bank and Japanese government bond. Monex Group is building one too, and because Monex owns TradeStation and CoinCheck, they can push it to a lot of users on day one. The stablecoin market is about $270 billion, and mostly dollars today. The yen is finally joining the game. BitMart just walked away from the FFC license race, and they're not alone. Bybit and OKX yanked their applications at the end of May, and Gate stepped back too. Why bail? Because this license isn't a form, it's a fortress. You need a full year of cash in the bank. 98% of customer funds kept offline in cold wallets, withdrawals only to pre-approved addresses, locked down key handling, and insurance that covers all hot wallets and half of cold. And now there's a new rule: no smart contracts for cold storage, so a lot of custody setups need a rebuild. For many, it's cheaper to leave than rebuild on a deadline. 9 mega wallets bought 456 million in Ether. Classic play: take BTC profits, chase the next ledge in ETH. Analysts take this is natural rotation, and recent Ethereum inflows of about 9 billion per day even approached BTC's pace in one stretch. Now this means capital is spreading out, not just sitting in Bitcoin. An XRP reward MasterCard up to 4% back juiced downloads, pushing Gemini to number 16 in US finance at one snapshot versus Coinbase number 20, despite Coinbase doing 3 times the trading volume. App charts equal mindshare. Perks move users fast. A trader says 3.1 million was frozen. He launched a $2 million bounty-style campaign to pressure a release. MEXC says freezes come from risk controls and advanced KYC, and that 12-month reviews are only for high-risk and coordinated cases. The Ethereum gaming project JPYC is suing Elon's XAI over the XAI name. They say people keep mixing them up, and the trademark office has already paused some XAI filings. The week felt like a tug of war. Washington moved to put ID checks inside DeFi code, and privacy folks were not happy. But adoption showed up. GDP on-chain is starting, Avalanche is buzzing, and spot AVAX ETF is right around the corner. And whales, they are clearly shopping beyond Bitcoin. If you like the breakdown, smash like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments, DeFi IDs, smart safety, or surveillance creep. I read everyone. I'm Steve from BeAWhale, and I will see you next week.